So David and Charles Koch pulled together a group of billionaires and millionaires in New York last night. And they pulled together $75 million to stop Donald Trump. Now you're going to read it was $20 million. There's a little confusion here. $75 million to stop Trump, $25 million for Marco Rubio, but they gave Marco a condition. He's got to win the Florida primary. He's out and Mitt Romney's in. So that's the plan. First they will ramp up an enormous negative campaign on TV against Trump. They're going to hit this phony Trump University issue. They claim to have personal dirt on Trump. I doubt that. They are going to try to delve into his business affairs. But if Rubio fails to grab the Florida primary, then Rubio's out, Mitt Romney's in. The plan is for Romney to file for the New Jersey, New York, and California primaries in an all-out ditch effort to stop Donald Trump. Mrs. Marco Rubio called Ted Cruz's wife, desperately begging her to get Cruz out of the race and aid Marco Rubio. The answer was no. Emissaries from Ted Cruz reached out to Donald Trump, saying that he was willing to get out of the primary, out of the Super Tuesday primary prior to Tuesday, if Trump were willing to give him a Supreme Court nomination, to commit to a Supreme Court nomination. Trump's answer was no dice. Now, my sources tell me Ted Cruz is trying to make the exact same deal with Marco Rubio. I doubt that's a buy either. So the power structure's desperate. The Rubio and Cruz teams are going back and forth, but they can't agree as to who will be the candidate. I still believe Mitt Romney, totally dressed up, already made up, waiting in the wings, ready to step in as the last best hope of the Stop Trump movement. And frankly, I think Trump will bulldoze him as well.
Roger Stone, have we ever seen the establishment in your 40 years of politics this lined up against somebody? If this isn't an endorsement of Trump's, like you said on CNN before they banned you, thank you, Pope. Thank you, Chinese government. Thank you, Vicente Fox. Thank you, Democrat and Republican leadership. Why are they so scared of Trump? You laid a lot of other tidbits out. That's why I asked you to do this, because I don't want to get what's secret, what's not secret wrong. What's the data dump? Because this is going to be big news tomorrow at Infowars.com.
In all honesty, what I think is going on here is the reason the power structure is so upset. With Ronald Reagan, at a certain point, when he ran the table on the primaries, they decided that they would let him become president but try to co-opt him. First, they tried to force Gerald Ford on him as a running mate. Then they ultimately forced George Bush on him as a running mate. It's not surprising that there was an attempt on Reagan's life in the very first year of his presidency. Now, however, I think the power structure understands Donald Trump is a man who can't be bullied, can't be bought, can't be influenced. He's a nationalist. He believes in American sovereignty. He will send people to jail, starting with Hillary Clinton. By the way, Chelsea has signed all those fraudulent filings for the Clinton Foundation. That means she's legally liable. She's headed to the big house as well. Donald Trump will clean house. The big boys on Wall Street, the big boys in Washington, the lobbyist consultant class, they're wetting their pants. Donald Trump is prepared to clean up America, and I think he's going to challenge the power
Roger Stone,
structure.
consummate Trump insider. Why are the elites so scared of Donald Trump? We've never seen world leaders come out against somebody running for president. Why are they so scared?
It's very simple. You have a president who put America first. You have a president who isn't susceptible to the lobbyists, the special interests, the billionaires. I've known Donald Trump 40 years. This man believes deeply in the American dream. He is a guy who cannot be bullied. And they understand there's no way to co-opt him. He's much smarter than that. Also, a guy who is a Wharton graduate and a guy who's a self-made billionaire understands economics better than any of these pointy-headed intellectual Ivy League types who've been running things for 30 years. That's why they're petrified.
I myself like Ted Cruz. He's done a lot of great stuff, but the Goldman Sachs connection, his wife then learns that they were quarterbacking the whole Bush agenda. I see a few commenters saying, Cruz, Cruz, Cruz. I even ran into one of my friends today voting. He's like, well, I'm still doing Cruz. He's from Texas. Trump is more American or Texan than Cruz. He's from Canada. Nothing against Canadians and maple leaves, but I'm an 8th generation Texan. I'm going for Trump. You'd have to be blind not to support Trump with the whole power structure. He's exposing vaccines. He's exposing 28 pages 9/11. He's exposing the open borders. He's exposing the government funding ISIS. He's exposing the big mega banks tax exempt. And he's not bought and paid for. I don't see how they don't see